tonight, the number 3 seeds in their respective divisions. The LA Kings, the league's hottest team, the defending Cup champs, have won 7 straight. The Red Wings with 5 of a possible 6 points midway through their longest and toughest road trip of the season. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Chris Osgood. The Red Wings on the verge of a 24th consecutive playoff season. And the term consecutive may not apply, Chris. It would be fair to say, had Jonas Gustafsson not done what he did last season.
Jonas Gustafsson has been out since November 5th, has not played. He played in Grand Rapids, so 2 games. That is huge for him. He really looks good in practice. He's been working hard with Jim Bedard. Last season, I thought he was one of the MVPs for the Red Wings, winning 16 games. That was 4th best amongst backups in the National Hockey League. He was a big reason why the Wings made the playoffs last season. This was his last game against the New York Rangers. Yes, he looked great in this game. Obviously lost in overtime, but he's been good. I thought over the last season and a half, he's been fabulous. He jumped into the game in Dallas for 9 minutes, only saw 2 shots, but he got the victory, and he got a chance to track pucks for 10 minutes of that game. And he said it really made a huge difference. Watch him in practice today. He looked good with Jim Bedard. Anderson shooting on him, and in warm-up, I could see really tracking pucks well. I look to him to have a nice game tonight for the Red Wings.
All right, we see an injury there, and let's update the lineup. Henrik Zetterberg still suffering from headaches, so he won't play tonight. Kyle Quincy saw a foot specialist late this afternoon. Day-to-day, no update on that. The only lineup change tonight, Danny Cleary out. Joachim Anderson, who had the flu, is back in. But still on the back end, Chris, the anchor of that blue line, Nick Kronwall, is healthy.
And he is the catalyst for the Red Wings. Pavel Datsyuk has been fabulous, but Nicholas Kronwall has been great at both ends of the rink. He's been great defensively, especially on this road trip, and he's been contributing offensively as well. This guy is a game-in, game-out player for the Red Wings. He's been in every single game. 35 points this year for Nicholas Kronwall, same as Doughty, but you always hear about Doughty. Never Nicholas Kronwall, to me, one of the most underrated, underappreciated players in the National Hockey League. This guy does it not only on the ice, but in the locker room for the Red Wings. These younger guys look up to, my estimation, one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League.
And their opponent tonight, the LA Kings, went through January picking up only 10 of a possible 22 points. The month switched to February, 2 losses, and since then, 7 straight wins. They've gone from out of the playoffs to in the playoffs just barely.
And the bottom line, really, for the LA Kings is the MVP, the Conn Smythe winner, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, Jonathan Quick, has found his groove. In the last 7 games that he's played, 186 goals against average, 9.34 save percentage. These numbers are out of that world. Doughty, he plays 30-plus minutes tonight. This guy is a stud on defense. The Red Wings are going to have to play him tough tonight, finish checks on him every single time.
Always nice when good things happen to good people. Former LA King and current Red Wing assistant coach Tony Granato being honored here tonight. We'll bring that to you in moments. And first to the studio we go with Darren Elliott and Mickey York.
All right, Ken Ozzie, thank you very much. And Darren, if anyone is capable of cooling off this red-hot Kings team right now, it's the Wings. They've won 4 in a row over LA, which included that 5-2 win earlier this season at the Joe.
And that might have been the first indication that this Red Wings team might be better than a lot of people anticipated. It was their first real complete hockey game. They were able to score early, got off to the good start, scored 4 first-period goals, 2 on the power play by Gus Nyquist. Pavel Datsyuk also had a fabulous night with 2 goals and an assist. Jimmy Howard won't play tonight, as we just heard from Ozzie and Kenny, but he had 28 saves in that win on 30 shots against. So it's one of those things that the Red Wings have had good success against the Kings, and on that night, it really showed this season they might be a good team, and they've been a very good team. And as I said, this goes back even further than just this season, even than just the last 4 games.
Yeah, actually, since 2011, the Wings have won 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two. And Jonathan Quick, a great goaltender, we know that, but his numbers against Detroit, not so good.
Pedestrian, Jonathan Quick is the reason they've turned it around. We'll talk a little bit about that. But against the Wings, 1-7-1 in his last 9, 6-13-1 overall against your Wings. And one of the things, his career numbers much below his overall career numbers, almost a goal a game difference, and his save percentage just over 90% against the Wings. Let's hope that holds true tonight.
Remember, right now, Quick and the Kings red hot. The Wings catch them in the midst of a 7-game winning streak, and LA has dominated its last 7 opponents, outscoring them 25-13, and all of a sudden they're back in the playoff picture in the West.
Yeah, 7 wins ago, before they had the 7 wins, they were actually in 9th place in the Western Conference. Now they sit in 3rd place in the Pacific. They were looking up at everybody, not even inside the wild card positioning. And yeah, I know they're just barely in, but nobody senses they're not going to continue to win at this clip, obviously, but they've put that gauntlet out there. We are here again to defend our cup, and one of the things they've done now is they have everybody looking up at them, and I think they're only going to ascend a little bit further. I think they're going to catch Vancouver within their own Pacific Division.
And the Kings have been able to prove playoff seeding doesn't mean all that much. You can still get in 7th, 8th, and go ahead and win the Stanley Cup.
That's what they've done. That's what they did when they went the first time, when Brent Sutter took over behind, Brian Sutter took over behind the bench. They won the Cup when he replaced them late in the season. They did it again last year. They just kind of stumbled and bumbled around during the season. They got going and playing their best hockey in March. They've had to do it in February this year because they had such a tough start, tough first half. Now they're playing great hockey, and I don't think anybody wants to play them in that first round.
No, the Wings won't have a choice tonight. They're going to have to see them. This, of course, is Game 4 of a 6-game road trip. I know the Wings definitely felt like they left a point on the ice the other night in Anaheim, but 5 out of 6 points so far isn't too shabby.
Not at all. And the thing is, it's one aspect of this team that's been there all year. They've come from behind. They've done it all season long. And they've found different ways to win. Against Chicago, they gave up the first goal of the game and played a very, very solid hockey game. Dallas, you don't see many games like that anymore. And they had two two-goal deficits in the third that they overcame to win. And then against Anaheim, yes, they feel they maybe lost a point, but when you talk to and hear Mike Babcock talk about their effort, he liked the way the team played. Yes, they would have liked 2 points, but they got 1 point, but overall, the team is finding ways to win and coming off a game in which they played very, very well in Anaheim.
Yeah, the Wings and Kings will drop the puck shortly in L.A., but first we take you out to the Staples Center for a special pregame ceremony honoring current Red Wings coach and longtime L.A. King, Tony Granato.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kings legend Tony Granato. Joining Tony on the ice tonight, his wife Linda and their adult children, Gabriella, Michael, Dominic, and Nicholas, along with Kings President of Business Operations and Hockey Hall of Famer Luc Robitaille. Probably the scariest moment in Tony's career came on January 25th, 1996, playing for the Kings in Hartford against the Whalers. After being checked headfirst into the boards, he suffered severe headaches. It was determined that he had bleeding and swelling of the brain. He underwent brain surgery on February 14th, 1996, and people thought that was the end of his career, but they didn't know about Tony's love for this game. He went on to play 5 more years with San Jose. At this time, Luc Robitaille will present Tony with a beautiful timepiece from Graham Watches. Ladies and gentlemen, Kings legend, Tony Granato.
Thank you very much. I know I'm looking at that bench over there and they're staring me at this jersey. I'm in trouble when I get back to that bench. But guys, I got to tell you, it felt good to put on again. It's been a long time since I've had one of these on. I'd just first like to start thanking the Kings organization, starting with the Anschutz family and Mr. and Mrs. Anschutz for this great honor. You guys have not only been great owners, but obviously been great ambassadors for our sport, so I really appreciate all you've done for the game of hockey. The management team with Luke, Blakey, Dean Lombardi, and everybody in the front office for having this night for me, and the players and Daryl and the coaching staff for this night as well. So thank you guys very much. I became a King in January of 1990. And the day of the trade, I know they call Luke lucky, but for me, I felt, and Thomas Sandstrom, who came to the Kings, felt like we were the luckiest two players in the National Hockey League. We were going to play not only in sunny Southern California and be a pro hockey player, but we had the chance to play with Hall of Fame players like Luc Robitaille, Wayne Gretzky, Larry Robinson, Rob Blake, Dave Taylor. I could go on the whole night and tell you how special it was for me to be associated with those players and be teammates of those guys. So I'm not going to be able to name them all, but I want to thank them all for having such a great impact on my life and being great teammates. The other thing, and the people that made being a King so special, there's a big group of people that I didn't get to meet, all of them, but those are you, the fans of the LA Kings. I came here not knowing how passionate and how much energy and how much excitement you could create in that old building. That was incredible, the intensity that you guys brought, and hopefully I carried it over and played on the ice, got hard for you guys. And lastly, as a professional athlete, and all these guys will tell you, to make it and to be able to live a dream and play in the National Hockey League and do what you've loved to do since you were little kids, there's a lot of sacrifices that need to be made. And those sacrifices aren't from us, but they're from our family and our friends and our loved ones that are in our life that mean so much to us. So they made the sacrifices. My wife and family are all here to celebrate this night with me, and my mom and dad are back home watching on TV, and all my brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for the commitment and the ability to allow me to live my dream and be able to play in the National Hockey League. So thank you very much. Let's drop the puck and play hockey. Thank you.
That nice ceremony honoring Tony Granato out there in Los Angeles. 7 of his 13 NHL seasons spent in L.A., but now it's time to get down to business, Darren.
It is. It's all about playing a real tough LA Kings team. Wings will be up to the test tonight.
Like their 3rd game in 4 days. It'll be interesting to see how the Wings come out in this first period tonight. Time to play some hockey. Pavel Datsyuk has scored 4 goals in his last 2 games. Can he keep his tear going against the Kings tonight? Ken and Ozzy with the call next. Enjoy the game, everybody.
And Tony Granato coming to center ice. And a drop of the puck between Captain Dustin Brown for Los Angeles and Henrik Zetterberg being injured tonight. It'll be Pavel Datsyuk. And as always, tradition, the home team takes the puck. Tony Granato honored tonight by the Los Angeles Kings on Legends Night as we get set for this game. Our goaltenders brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jonas Gustafsson, whom we last saw for 9.5 minutes Saturday night, stopped 2 shots, his first action since early November, and picked up the win in Dallas. And for the LA Kings, Jonathan Quick makes a career-high 15th straight start after being named first star of the week and picking up his 200th NHL win. First Kings goalie to do that ever in an LA uniform. Anze Kopitar will start at center for the Los Angeles Kings. Nice that the Kings have that 70s line and that 70s look going for them. Well, the Red Wings style is tradition. It'll be Datsyuk and Kopitar, and we're underway here on Fox Sports Detroit and across Canada on Sportsnet. As Kopitar couldn't get through, it came free for Helm, and a long shot went off a leg. The LA Kings on a season-high 7-game victory run going here. Club record 9 some 5 years ago. Here comes Kopitar up with Gaborik. 2-on-1. The shot, and Gustafsson tested early and comes up with a big save right there, making his first start since that November 5th shoulder injury against the Rangers. And tested early, Chris Osgood.
Wow, Ken, 25 seconds in. Great chance for the Los Angeles Kings. Kopitar, the sniper for the Los Angeles Kings. Gustafsson does a great job. That's what hard work and practice will get you. He's out of the blue big. He's a big guy. He's confident early in this hockey game.
And as a goaltender, you like being tested that early when you haven't had time. There's a shot that was knocked away by Riley Sheahan, getting one over for Abdelkader as Nyquist will go after the puck. Picked up by Jake Muzzin, number 6, former Pittsburgh Penguins, 5th-round draft pick. Nyquist hustling back to get it. Move near side here for Kindle. Kindle in once again in the absence of Kyle Quincy. Nice pick there by Sheahan. Centering one and knocked away. Coming back, Muzzin in a smart defensive play as the Kings get it ahead. Brendan Smith played one over for Alexei Marchenko. Up the right wing boards, tapped ahead by Abdelkader. Glendening tried to find that loose puck, but grabbed by Jeff Carter, who's the hottest Los Angeles King with 4 goals and 10 points his past 6 games. Trying to get through on the wing was Yurko, still being held up and pushed to the boards by Braden McNabb. And the Kings come up with it in their own zone. Miller out there along with Glendening and Yurko. That's Tyler Toffoli, number 73 for Los Angeles, played one back into his own zone. Around for McNabb. Lead pass is tipped through. Going after it, Nick Shore, the rookie. Number 37 for LA out there with number 13, Kyle Clifford. That point shot, Gustafson handled that off Matt Green, the Grand Ledge, Michigan native. Penalty coming here to Detroit. And a shot off Gustafson as that was wired by Jake Muzzin. And the first penalty of this game to the Red Wings. Chris Rooney and Kyle Raymond working the game tonight. Chris Rooney with the call.
Detroit penalty, number 20, 2 minutes, holding the stick.
Yeah, Ken Miller with the hold of the stick here on the last Los Angeles Kings forward, but the Red Wings are really going to be tested down low here tonight against a large, big, and fast Los Angeles King forward unit. They're going to have to be sharper in their outlet passes, and the D are going to have to get back as well as the forwards get open for that quick pass.
This Kings power play 12th in the league. Red Wings penalty killing is 7th. Gaborik with a shot. Gustafson getting back in position as the shot went off the back of the goal. Marian Gaborik over to get it. He had the winning goal at Levi Stadium. And a game-high 7 shots to Gaborik. Scores! Tipped in front as Muzzin let it go. Jake Muzzin, who's got that great shot. It's a Kings power play goal.
Well, Drew Miller in the penalty box, one of the best shot blockers for the Red Wings. Los Angeles moves this puck around, gets traffic in front. Muzzin with the shot. Williams might have got a stick on that and deflected past Gustafson. But really, the Red Wings unable to get anybody in the lane to get in front of that shot. The shot comes through. Williams, he's a thorn in the side of a lot of goaltenders this league, right on top of Gustafson. Might have got the shaft of his stick on that to put the Kings up 1-0.
Williams getting his 16th of the season. He came over from Carolina in a 3-way deal with Edmonton. What a deal. And a Conn Smythe winner, most valuable player in the playoffs, and there's been no better Game 7 player in history than Justin Williams. Although right now they're giving the goal to Jake Muzzin, but that will likely change. Behind the net here for Kindle. So an early power play goal, just the 4th power play goal against Detroit the past 9 games. Knocked down inside the line was Datsu. It's in behind Jonathan Quick. On the near boards for Dwight King, who's forced back. As the Kings Doughty moved it. Came back for Regier. Stretch pass to center for King. Couldn't get there. Back in come the Red Wings. Here's Shane with a shot. That went off Regier. Up and out of play. Well, nice to see that Daryl Sutter is fashion conscious with a nice tie to match his club's vintage uniforms.
He's on cue tonight with that dress code, exactly like the Los Angeles Kings vintage jerseys tonight, but he's really been a great influence here since he's come to Los Angeles with 2 cup victories.
Grabbed here by Muzzin and played out to center. Kicked out by Jonathan Eriksson. Muzzin moved it. Toffoli carries on. Toffoli out there along with King and Carter. And that's second 70s line, so to speak. Muzzin with a shot as Gustafson came out on that, scrambling to get back into position. Tyler Toffoli turns in the corner. Carter has the puck now. Working around Helm and got it back to the line, and the shot by Green in front of the net. And Gustafson able to find that and hold on. As the Kings are peppering the Red Wings early.
Gustafson's got a chance to get into this game early. In the first 4 minutes, he saw a lot of action. 5 shots already, but a lot of in-zone time. Los Angeles Kings in the Red Wings zone, that is, really out-muscling and out-physically in the wings down low right now. And that's what the Kings will do. They'll get pucks deep, they'll battle in the corner, get it back to the point, and really attack the goal with the size of their forwards. The Red Wings are going to have to be strong on the boards and win those board battles tonight.
And in this 7-game winning streak the Kings are on, Daryl Sutter will tell you not much has changed, but they're skating better. Called offside there, however. And if you talk to those who watch the Kings a lot and some of their players, they'll tell you the D is pinching. They've got much better support from the forwards, and their forecheck has been aggressive as it's been in some time, and that's a big reason why they've rattled off 7 straight wins.
And in the end of the day, Ken, this is a very good team that knows how to win. Come playoff time, there's not a lot of teams that are going to want to meet the Los Angeles Kings.
They bring it in again, does Williams. Smith played it past the Kings and down the ice. Jamie McBain goes back to get it. Quick pass and moving up was Polkinen, and that is called offside.
We're going to take another look at this. Buzzing with the point shot. The Wings unable to get anybody in that shooting lane. Puck sails through 3 Red Wings. Williams right in front of the net, just off the shaft below his right hand and past Gustafsson. The Red Wings did a great job in Anaheim of blocking shots tonight. That one found its way through.
Kindle, he'll shoot it in. Doughty. Picked off back of the goal by Polkinen, threw one back to the line for DeKeyser. The shot, just missed the net. Weiss trying to get in there. Weiss has the puck. Give it to Joachim Andersen. Back in after the flu, so he replaces Daniel Cleary in the Red Wing lineup tonight. A switch from last night. Tried to feed Polkinen for a one-timer that didn't work. The Red Wings had that lead last night in Anaheim. Into the third, had to scramble back to tie it and get a point. And then the Ducks ultimately won it in a shootout. Kendall trying to fight off a check, did well to allow Joachim Andersen to get it out off the glass into center ice. Both teams in the midst of a change as Muzzin tried to go through the middle. Tatar sensed that. Tatar covered well on the way back by Anze Kopitar. The 11th overall pick in 05. Has 17 points his past 19 games, does Kopitar. Tatar couldn't knock that puck down. Then Doughty, and it ricochet off Tatar for Regeer. Helm had moved up to negate the Kings' attack at center. Kronwall mishandled the feed. Gaborik went for Kopitar, knocked it through. Gaborik's got it down, went in, off the goal post. Oh, he had Gustafsson beat through him and off the post. As the Kings came close again to adding to their 1-0 lead. Back in a moment.
Welcome back. The importance of this game when you're playing the Los Angeles Kings, being able to get the puck out of your zone. The Kings have a tenacious forecheck. They got some big forwards in here. Kindle and DeKeyser need to communicate a little better here. Kindle goes back to DeKeyser. Quite doesn't get back. Goes to whack it around. Now this is a turnover. Now look at the Kings. They'll converge onto another point shot. This just misses. The Red Wings are going to have to be better at getting pucks out of their zone tonight, win board battles. And so far, Kings have had 2 2-on-1s. Far too many good chances on Gustafsson. Getting pucks out of their zone quick tonight will be very important.
LA Kings with 7 wins in February, their best month of the season, after winning only 3 of their previous 15. As Gustafsson will hold on to that. 5 were extra time losses. But in these 7 consecutive wins, they've outscored the opposition 25-13. And to think about it, their 7-game run coincides with the same run they had at virtually the same time last season when they won 8 in a row, from February 6th to March 10th. They began their 7-game winning streak this season on February 7th. So it's been a good month for them, and it's got them into a playoff spot now, but just barely. Shot deflected and just wide of the goal. Yurko Put it back in here for Miller. Miller tried to slam it in past Quick. Yurko went after it again. Glendening hustles in with just the one glove on. Tries to get through there. Penalty coming here to Los Angeles. Yurko, good move in tight quarters. And the Kings will touch. So the Red Wings will go to their first power play. The Kings-Williams has a power play goal, 2:24 into this game.
LA penalty number 2, 2 minutes for hooking.
Great work by the Glendening Yurko-Miller line. Just tenacious play by Yurko to stay on pucks, and battle level was high on that shift by that line, and eventually Matt Green with the hooking penalty on Yurko to send the Red Wings on their first power play tonight.
So the Michigan native, Green, who heads out from Lansing Way, is in the box, and the Red Wings will go to a power play that's seen them score 9 power play goals their past 9 games. The Kings win that faceoff, and Toffoli gets it down. Red Wings clicking at just about 26% on the power play. The league average, 18.6%. They have more power play goals than any other team in the National Hockey League. Datsuk. Slithered one back to the line and gets a return feed from Kronwall. Gives him the puck back again to Tatar. Into the slot, Nyquist. Datsuk reaching back away from Doughty. Abdelkader in front of Quick for a screen. Datsuk's got it, left wing side. Tried to go through the middle. It did work its way over here to Tatar. Nyquist to Kronwall to Datsuk. Popped off that blade. And down the ice. Doughty didn't like the slash he took on the right hand from Pavel Datsuk.
Well, it looks like the Kings have taken notice on Pavel Datsuk, who's been hot the last 2 games. They're not giving him any type of time there on the half boards in this power play.
Carried back in by Weiss, and Burton pass there was knocked away. So Riley Sheahan will give it a shot. Sheahan had the tying goal last night at the Honda Center in Anaheim. The Red Wings picked up a point. 3rd consecutive game they've gone to extra time. Here's Kindle shooting. Good save there by Jonathan Quick. And back down the ice it goes.
Nice shot by Kindle to get that through. Jonathan Quick is showing why he's been hot lately. Found that through traffic with a nice kick save.
Good work there by Trevor Lewis to hound Teemu Pulkkinen. Boy, Jonathan Quick in the past 7 wins, and he's been in for all of them. Has a goals against average of 1.86 and a save percentage of .934 on this Kings 7-game winning streak, and the penalty to Green is now over. One shot, and it was a good save by Quick. This will be icing against Detroit.
Just a reminder, Kings fans, every penalty successfully killed by the Kings equals another $150. That'll be donated to the Kings Care Foundation.
Kindle with a nice drive to the middle of the ice there to get that shot away. And Shane with a nice screen in front of Quick, who tracks actually traffic. He's not as big as a lot of goalies in the NHL. 6'1". Found that and made a nice kick save.
Off the draw, De Keyser stumbled. Oh, Smith tried to go up the middle, but Andrei Kopitar, sneaky quick there. Red Wings able to get it out to center ice. Puck bouncing down. Kaiser wasn't sure where it was. He went down again. That's 2 times. He'll likely have that skate checked by Paul Boyer. Datsuk swings one wide. Bumped on the play was Miller. Made sure to get it deep. Turning is McBain. 6-year player for Trevor Lewis. Knocked down at center on the attempted feed by Jared Stoll. Oh, referee got in the way there, did Rooney. And Quick had to make the save as he collided with the Kings defense. Played back at center ice, and Drew Doughty will fire a long one in on Gustafsson. He's got it up in his equipment. Was able to get it back, though, to Kronwall. Justin Williams peels off on a change as Kronwall with a good feed for Pavel Datsuk in full stride. Datsuk back here, Owen Tatar missed it. So the Kings coming back the other way. Tyler Toffoli gets hit hard by Abdelkader and knocked down. And then the shot gets blocked as DeKeyser was in front of that. Ahead for Tatar. He wants off on a change as Abdelkader goes in there against the veteran Regeer and had the board shaking in the King zone. Kindle stood up there on Dwight King. And the puck bounces back into Red Wing territory. Jakob Kindle's got it. He had 2 big goals Saturday night in Dallas. Sheahan picks it off. Riley Sheahan with 10 goals and 28 points in the season, both personal best for him. Muzzin backhands one around for Green. Red Wing defense pinched up to break that up. Good feed ahead by Marchenko. Nyquist now to Yurko. Knocked off the stick of Smith. And Marian Gaborik, what a playoff he had on their way to the cup. Gaborik tries to get through. Gaborik still with the puck. Turning to get away from Alexei Marchenko into the slot. Came back to the line. McBain with a shot wide. Sharp angle shot held off there by Gustafsson. Smith up the middle and a good outlet move there by Miller for Yurko. Red Wings racing into the Los Angeles zone as Jonathan Quick is out to play it. Blocked by Miller. Then Glendening moves in on Gaborik. To the line and out. There's a rolling puck. Kronwall couldn't keep it in.
A good job by that line once again, winning those board battles. That's where this game is going to be won. In the corners, the Wings got to win those battles, get pucks to the point, and really attack the net one quick.
Big hit right there, Braden McNabb. In Kronwall-type fashion, got all of Joachim Anderson to knock him down.
It's been a real physical game up to this point. The Red Wings are not backing down. Abdelkader's had some nice hits as well.
You can see how aggressively the Kings do indeed forecheck. Anderson shoots it in and Jonathan Quick to play it. First Kings goaltender to 200 wins in their history. Dwight King with 8 points this past 6 as DeKeyser went to hit him. And Gustafsson had to make a good save. Doughty backing up with a shot. Hit a body in front. Anderson saw the hit coming from Jordan Nolan, who just signed a 3-year contract extension today. This crowd loving it here at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Moving in on it was Muzzin. Kept in here for Trevor Lewis. Shot off to the far side. Taken down was Williams. In behind the goal, interference thrown there by Kindle. Got away with one. Brought on here by Tatar as these two teams go end to end. Helm carries in. He stood up at the Los Angeles blue line. Whacked in here by Williams, but a hand pass called in neutral ice. And with that, we'll step out. Lots of action here in the first period. And some heavy hits too. We're back in a moment. Los Angeles in the lead.
Welcome back with LA Kings. The physical LA Kings leading 1-0 over the Red Wings. Abdelkader takes things into his own hands. Gives them a little bit of their own medicine. And Anderson receives a huge check. The LA Kings, this is what they're all about. This is why they've won the Cup 2 times since 2011. And right now, this team is in playoff mode. They're out of the playoffs previously before this 7-game winning streak. They look like they're poised to make it again. And that's exactly it, leading the league in hits per game, 33.1. Red Wings are going to have to find a way to deal with that this game if they want to be successful.
Nyquist spinning back in Los Angeles territory to the line for Kronwall. Riley Sheahan. Abdelkader, the other forward for the Red Wings. Dwight King able to tie up Eriksson enough. Sheahan back to recover for Kronwall. He's got 12 points the past 14 games. Does Kronwall as Quick holds on to that.
And as you mentioned earlier in the pregame, Nicholas Kronwall, to me, tied with Drew Doughty with points 35. Each really Doughty's talked about a heck of a lot more than this man right here, averaging a ton of ice time. He plays against the opposition's best players on a night-in, night-out basis. He's even for the year, but his leadership skills are far and away one of the best in the league, offensively, defensively. Very good player.
They have officially changed that Los Angeles goal as Datsuk took the shot in, the quick save. It is indeed Williams from Muzzin and Kopitar. Giving Kopitar 18 points his past 20 now. Tatar get tied up by Drew Doughty. Backhanded in by Datsuk. Doughty with it again. To an open side there for Captain Dustin Brown. Got stood up. Regeer to center. Datsuk to pick it up. Datsuk, 21st goal last night. Scored his 20th and 21st for the Red Wings. 8th 20-goal season for Pavel Datsuk. His 6th multi-goal game this season, and his 3rd the past 5 as the puck came loose right to the side of Gustafsson. Anderson got sandwiched again. Boy, he's been rocked a few times tonight. Now Kyle Clifford's lost his helmet, tying up Marchenko. Anderson there to bring it ahead. Well, if having the flu the past 2 days for Anderson wasn't enough, the hitting he's taken tonight can't make him feel much better.
He's been on the wrong end of 2 huge checks.
In front of the goal, Eriksson right in. Never could get it through to the net. Boy, the Kings in the old-style jerseys and Kyle Clifford without the helmet brings you back to the old days, doesn't it? Cronwall with a shot and quick to save. Rebound in front. Pokin had it blocked. This is a matchup now of the original 12. That one off Polkinen's skate, but a good move to keep it in. The little toe drag. And the shot in that Jonathan Quick will hold on to and stop the play. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Well, Mick, for the LA Kings, their colors tonight are officially gold and Forum blue. Well, they used to play, remember, in the Forum when they began back in 1967. And it's Forum blue because their original owner, Jack Kent Cooke, disliked the word purple. So yes, I know it looks purple, but in deference to Jack Kent Cooke, they call it Forum blue here.
One of my favorite jerseys of all time. Minnesota North Stars, the old jerseys as well. One of my favorites when I was 14. Wore the same jerseys as these LA Kings tonight. My favorites, love them.
I'm with you. Tony Granato made reference, liking him too, as he was honored here tonight. Here's Yurko, put it off the back of the net. Turning with it is Drew Miller. Back to the line for Cronwall, tried to get it over to cover though was Yurko. Miller toward the net, hit a body in front of Quick. Turning is Jarrett Stoll.
Good shift again by the Glendenning line. They got the puck down low, really worked the Kings, got it to the point, got some traffic in front. We're just unable to get the puck through to Quick.
Brought back in here by Gus Nyquist. Fought off by Quick. Regeer waited. Got some help from Trevor Lewis. Former first-round pick in 06, Trevor Lewis. A hard worker for the LA Kings. Good move at center by Nyquist. Into the Los Angeles zone as Matt Green retreats. Hit by Abdelkader. Back of the goal for Abdelkader. He's now lost his helmet. Off a bit of a high hit. Back to get it, Brendan Smith. Chased by Jeff Carter. Gave Smith a whack with his stick and knocked it right out of his hands. Cleared by the Red Wings to safety to center. Muzzin. With a lead pass for King into the glove of Gustafsson, who holds on. Well, get the $59 fan pack to see the Wings take on the Oilers March 9th or the Blue Jackets March 12th. And you'll get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks starting at $59. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com.
And I thought the Red Wings really put together 3 good shifts, got the puck deep into the Kings zone, cycled around, really out-physicaled the Kings at their own game. Just got to get pucks through to Quick, get traffic in front of him. He's been so hot lately. If he sees it, he's going to stop it. Good job of getting the bodies in front. Now they got to get pucks through.
First 6 minutes of the game, the chances were 4-0 Los Angeles. The last 13:45, 4-0 Detroit. The Kings have the power play goal, Williams from Muzzin and Kopitar at 2:24. Second meeting of the season. The Red Wings won the first 5-2 back on Halloween. That night the Kings were without Kopitar and Gaborik. That was at Joe Louis Arena. The Red Wings scored 4 goals within 9 minutes and 23 seconds of the first period that night. Jimmy Howard and Quick were the goaltenders that evening. Howard getting the night off tonight. The Red Wings will be in San Jose Thursday and in Nashville Saturday afternoon to complete the 6-game road trip. They've got 2 points in the first 2 games and 1 last night. And chasing Montreal and Tampa atop the Eastern Conference. Tampa idle tonight. Montreal winning tonight 5-2 in St. Louis.
Last minute of play in the period.
Well, the Red Wings trying to keep track of the Canadians, who go to 83 points. The Red Wings with 77. But with a game in hand on Montreal. To the line it comes. That shot sailed high. Back in is McNabb to the far corner. Stoll tapped it in back of the net. Williams, the goal scorer, was checked. Kept it alive along with Lewis. Backhands it in where Gustafsson gave it to Anderson.
It was a great play by Gustafsson to keep that off. It was ticketed for Carter.
Time winding down here in the opening period as Brendan Smith skates it out of trouble. Tipped into the Los Angeles end. Back goes Muzzin, hits Glendening, knocked him down. Gustafsson will play it in the trapezoid and leave it there as the first period comes to a close. The sellout crowd here at the Staples Center appreciates their team's effort in the first period. And coming up in our Ram intermission, yes, the Kings are strong in the forecheck. Gus Nyquist will guest with our Trevor Thompson. And in the studio, it's Darren Elliott and Mickey York. It was in this building, January 11, 2014, Thomas Tatar scored this goal. It came on the heel of his father Jan's passing. That goal dedicated to his dad, as many goals since are. It was a tough time, but tough players get through tough times.
It's hard to describe. Like, I wasn't in a game as much as usually you are. You're thinking about the stuff, and it wasn't easy, and it's a tough memory, but that I wanted to score real hard for that in that game, and I was really happy it was a game winner. I think he helped me out from up there, and it's unforgettable. Like, it's that goal really means something to me, and it was for my dad, so I think it's always going to be in my head.
And when you see him look to the heavens, you know it's for Jan, and on many of his sticks he'll place the letter J in honor of his father, who passed away all too early back in Slovakia just over 1 year ago.
Just a great kid off the ice in the locker room. One of the favorites in the locker room, obviously, and that was a hard time for a young Tatar. A goal that he'll relish for the rest of his career.
You rarely see him without a smile on his face, do you?
No, he's laughing at the pregame meals, he's laughing in the lobby, he's laughing at the hotel, he's laughing at the rink. He always seems to be like he's having a great time. And
24 goals and 44 points this season, both personal bests. He had 39 points in 73 games last year and did not play early on, and was had a tough time scoring to begin this season, and then got on that roll.
And really, where would the Red Wings be without him and Nyquist? These two players have added a lot of layers to the Red Wings. They've been dynamic. They've added speed, youth. They've really gave them the spark that they've needed at this junction.
That shot went off a body and up and out of play. The only goal in this game came on the power play as Justin Williams got it from Muzzin and Kopitar. 2:24 into the game. The Red Wings playing game 4 of this 6-game road trip, and there is the goal scorer, Justin Williams, who has 14 points in 7 career Game 7s in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That is an all-time NHL record. And his 7 Game 7 goals tied for number 1 with the great Glenn Anderson. Datsuk finds Kronwall left point. Tatar back for Datsuk. Went for Jonathan Eriksson, who had hopped in down low. Helm couldn't pick it up. Eriksson at the point. Over the stick of Regeer onto Tatar, a head fake, but Regeer wasn't biting. Doughty cleared it around. He rarely comes off the ice. Here's Dustin Brown into Red Wing territory, and a shot that sailed wide of Gustafsson. Back into the Kings zone goes Jake Muzzin. Signed as a free agent out there along with Matt Green, who came from Edmonton, with Jarrett Stoll for Lubomir Visnovsky. They're the defense pair for the Kings. Muzzin for Green. That pass knocked down by Brendan Smith, who's away with Sheahan. Sheahan in on the right wing side. Put on the brakes. Muzzin stayed with him. Abdelkader tries to free that puck. Nick Shore was in there. Shore pumped it to the corner, but Riley Sheahan's got it. Good job by Matt Green to mirror Sheahan. Abdelkader tried to wrap around. Paddle down by Quick. And the Kings get it out to center. Clifford caught Nyquist in an awkward position, who went over top of Jordan Nolan. Green just lifts one back into the Detroit end.
Red Wings doing a better job this period of being able to take a hit to make a play. Like Riley Sheahan will be a big difference in this game moving forward. He's a big body that will be able to handle the big Kings defense and their physicality.
Danny DeKeyser as the Red Wings just get onside as Yurko brought it in. With Luke Glendening. Braden McNabb for Los Angeles, taken away there by Yurko. Flipped it back into the corner where Glendening battles with McBain. McBain squeezed him to the boards. Miller with a whirl-around shot that was taken away by Trevor Lewis. With a pass too far for Shore. Brendan Smith for the Red Wings. To Alexei Marchenko. Their only right-handed shooting blue liner gets it in, and the Red Wing defense will change. Longer change here in period number 2. Saved by Gustafsson. Second periods this season have been the Red Wings' best. Stay tuned to Red Wings Live following the game, where we will select the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings player of the game, presented by the 2 for $5 Big Mac.
Well, 3-on-2 really managed well by the Red Wings. Defense keeping the shot from the outside. Gustafsson making an easy save and allowing no rebound on the play.
Drew Doughty played 9:26, Chris, in that first period. Doughty this season has played 27 times 30-plus minutes in a game. 47% of the games he's played more than 30 minutes. Last year, only 4% of the game, just 3 times. Boy, do they rely on him heavily, and you think that a player plays more than PK Subban, it's hard to believe.
With the loss of Voyanov, obviously, he's had to pick up those minutes.
Ryan Suter is close behind as Doughty averages 29-29 a game. Suter 29-10. The Red Wings are going to go to a power play as King goes into the box for tripping, or hooking the call.
The Red Wings are going to get their second opportunity on the power play tonight. And Eriksson keeping his feet moving. Just a quick little stick put in there by King, a one-handed hook. Not much for the stick infraction, but enough to warrant a call to put the Wings on their second power play. Big opportunity here to tie this game up early in the second.
At 3:32.
Oh, the Red Wings power play, best in the National Hockey League. Nyquist out there. He's got 12 power play goals and 21 power play points. Tatar couldn't handle it. Datsuk and Tatar are next in the wings with 7 power play goals apiece behind Nyquist. Here's Carter with a shot. Deflected off a skate, and Tatar will leave it for Kronwall. Pavel Datsuk flipping one ahead for Thomas Tatar. Around to the left side for Abdelkader. Now to the other side for Tatar. Backhands one for Datsuk. Knew the hit coming from Regeer. And Los Angeles able to get it down.
And Ken, they're just giving Pavel Datsyuk absolutely no room to work. They realize he's been so hot of late. One of the hottest players in the National Hockey League. And every time Pavel touches that puck tonight, Kings have 1 and 2 people being physical on him.
And for the most part in the first period, it was Doughty and Regeer. Loose in front for Polkinen. They jam away. Puck free to the corner. Kindle behind the goal to Polkinen. That was Shane Weiss and Helm on this Bell-Tire power play for the Red Wings. Helm, good work to recover for Shane. Watched there by Matt Green. Back of the net and came loose into the blue. Grabbed by Jonathan Quick.
Nice job by Helm, Weiss, and company on this play. This is exactly what the Red Wings have to do. The LA Kings play a tight box. They play physical on the outside of the rink. Right here, they got to get pucks to the net quick. They don't have a lot of time. The Kings are going to be on the quick, taking away time and space. They got to get pucks to the net, then beat them there with numbers. They do exactly that, Polkinen and jamming away. Shane was in the vicinity as well. Good job by the Wings. Just got to get that puck and stuff it past quick.
Some interference on the draw as Brown came in. And Polkinen was driven to the ice as the Kings send it back. A half-minute left in this Red Wing power play. Kindle finds Helm into Los Angeles territory. Quick out to play it. Left it there. Loose in front of the goal. Oh, and Weiss couldn't bury it. He had an empty 4x6 and it just rolled off his stick. As Quick got caught in a little miscommunication there. Kindle swept one out to center. Regeer will just shoot it.
Nice play by Kindle under pressure to get that puck out after the Weiss miss with an empty net there with Quick cut out of the goal.
So the Red Wings fail in that power play. 0 for 2 tonight. Yurko couldn't get through. Muzzin. Clifford was checked. Miller's got it. Saved by Quick. Miller circles the goal. And Jonathan Quick got over to stop Drew Miller. A couple of nice tries by number 20 of the Red Wings.
That's a vintage Quick right there. One of the best goalies in the world at pushing side to side on those knees. And he came across, loaded that left leg and scooted across and made a nice save on Miller. The initial shot off the stick side. Right here, Miller cuts and Quick loads that left leg, pushes hard across to that right side, makes a nice pad save. And here he gets caught out a hard forechecking Polkinen. Hits Weiss out front that just can't get a stick on that to put it into the open net. Unfortunate for Weiss. I thought this road trip he's been skating well, working hard. He's been good in the corners, really been doing what Mike Babcock has been asked.
Datsyuk out with Helm and Tatar. So that means Regeer and Doughty for the Kings. They've been on for all but one of Pavel Datsyuk's shift tonight. The duo on defense for LA. Carter the shot! Fought off by Jonas Gustafsson and up into the protective netting and out of play. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell-Tire. For the Los Angeles Kings, it was Dodger Stadium last season, Levi Stadium last Saturday night, the Cup winners in 2012 and 2014. Despite the fashion faux pas of wearing white pants prior to Memorial Day, what do you think of the uniforms as Gaborik got the game winner as they beat the Sharks 2-1? Chris, I do like the football-style numbers. It's a play-by-play man's dream.
I for sure do. They really stand out, the white pants. I'm a little against those, I must admit, and I agree with you on that, Ken, but these outdoor games are very good for the league. The fans seem to love them. To me, though, still, the best one of all time, Michigan Stadium. Red Wings, Toronto, you can't beat that.
And tough to beat 100,000 plus in there, and that was a terrific day, and the snow falling, it was wonderful. Tatar getting one over for Helm as Doughty lost an edge and went down. Intercepted by Eriksson. In goes Tatar against Regeer. Picked up by Helm for Datsyuk in front of the goal. And just couldn't finish in a good defensive play by Drew Doughty. In comes Tyler Toffoli. Blocker to side, and out come the Red Wings. Datsyuk back at center. Leaves it there for Helm as Datsyuk goes in deep to the goal. Finds Tatar, did Helm, but it was knocked away by Tyler Toffoli, who missed 6 games with mononucleosis, returned for the past 11, and the Kings have gone 8-3 in that time. Another reason why they came back so well.
I thought that was a really good play by Gustin to punch that puck out away from traffic, realizing he had players available for the puck out high.
Yurko checked by Lewis. Trevor Lewis able to kick it ahead, out along with Jared Stoll and Justin Williams. Williams goes after it with Brendan Smith. Came free in front of the goal. Lewis took a whack at it. Now Williams got it back to the line, and the shot sailed wide. Coming over to pick it up is Yurko. Smith angled for Miller at center. McNabb got a piece of it. Quick will move it quickly, sees the Red Wings change it. Williams backhands it in. Grabbed first by Danny DeKeyser. And he'll set up for Riley Sheahan. Abdelkader was knocked down. Sheahan hustling in after it. Muzzin played it ahead. Nyquist able to knock down the outlet try from Marian Gaborik. Anze Kopitar circles the goal. On the wing for Brown. The LA captain dropped it back to Kopitar, shooting, and he missed on the stick side of Gustafsson, who's got a crowd in the crease. Good hustle from behind the net by Gus Nyquist. Dragging it at center, got across the center ice stripe and gets it in. Chances in this game, the first 6 minutes of it, 4-0 LA. The last 23 minutes, 8-2 Detroit. But the Red Wings still have not found the back of the net behind the first star of the week in the NHL, Jonathan Quick. And let's take a look at the Flag Star, Bank Star watch and the time on ice per game leaders for the Red Wings. At even strength, it's Pavel Datsyuk, no surprise. Luke Glendening in a short-handed role, and on the power play, Nick Kronwall.
You're exactly right, Ken. The Red Wings out shooting the Kings here. 8-2 in the second period have really played a structure. They look like they made some adjustments after that first period. They're beating the Kings right now at their own game. They just have to put that puck past Jonathan Quick.
And not easy to do. 3-0 last week was Quick, including the outdoor game when he made 31 saves. A 1.33 goals against average last week, a .959 save percentage. Making a career-high 15th consecutive start tonight. And he's won his past 7 straight for this team.
And really, you look with him, is he hasn't had the best of luck against Detroit, just scoring a 1-7-1 record.
This will be icing. Face-off coming back into the Red Wings zone. And his 200th career win came outside against the Sharks.
And those numbers are godly. Those are his playoff-like numbers when he's won the Stanley Cup twice and Conn Smythe winner once. Really, he's played fabulous. And man, you can say anything about him. He's a gamer. The bigger the game, the better he plays. This guy tonight so far has been stellar for the Kings. The Red Wings have really been pressuring the Kings this period. I thought they were doing a great job of getting pucks down deep and getting traffic around them.
Heaven forbid these two teams go to a shootout. Neither has had much success.
No.
Jonathan Quick certainly hasn't, and the Kings have the worst shooting percentage in the shootout in the National Hockey League. Yes, Red Wing fans, that is true. Comes here for Doughty. High slot, toe drag, save, Gustafsson. Brendan Smith tried to haul it back in, and he's hurt on the play. And is Chris Rooney making a call for Brendan Smith closing his hand on the puck, or is it Los Angeles? Let's see.
It's good news. Brendan Smith skating off on his own.
2 minutes slashing.
Well, it's LA for the slash. The way he was looking at Brendan Smith, I wasn't sure where he was going with it.
Foley's going to go off on the trip on Smith, but what a save. Doughty with this toe drag movement. Gustafsson stretching that long wingspan out to get his glove on that beautiful save to keep it at 1-0. Then you see the trip here, but really Doughty patient. He has a rocket wrist shot. Gustafsson, what a save. Great glove save, really expanding out with that glove, keeping that a 1-0 game, and then the trip on Smith after onto Foley, Red Wings' third power play.
Datsyuk with Tatar. and Abdelkader, Nyquist, and Kronwall. And Los Angeles gets it down. The Kings' penalty killing during this victory run has been outstanding. Perfect in 8 of their past 10 games, and only 2 power play goals against. So up against this Red Wing unit that is best in the league, at nearly 26% overall. But again, it's Doughty getting it down the ice.
The Red Wings are going to have to outwork the Kings. Penalty kill. The Kings really aggressive with dumping the puck down and very, very aggressive at their own blue end. The Red Wings got to be safe. Make sure they get pucks in. If they have to dump it in and go get it.
Datsuk took a bump from Green. No control here on the entry by Detroit so far. Oh, and a high stick. Inadvertent as it was on the Kopitar. And now the Red Wings have been called.
Yeah, Gustafsson lifted his stick up and clipped Kopitar in the face with his stick. The referee standing right there. An easy call for him to make.
Detroit penalty number 50, 2 minutes high sticking.
Gustafsson really just pulling his stick up, probably just to grip that stick lower on the shaft. The goalie will always do that, just lifted it up inadvertently, not even really knowing Kopitar was there. Unfortunate break for Gustafsson. Put this 4-on-4.
And if you were in goal, you wouldn't be arguing, I'm in my crease, I'm adjusting my stick, and he skated right into me.
No, that's just unfortunate. In the end, every player on the ice has to be responsible for their own stick. It's no different there. Gustafsson, you should be watching to see where everybody is. Keep your stick on the ice until everybody's by. Unfortunate, to say the least.
Well, I was just thinking, I know you, and I figured, you know.
Very calm when I played Ken.
For you. All right. Kings get the face-off back for McBain. So 4-on-4 hockey here. The Red Wings again without Captain Henrik Zetterberg tonight. Still experiencing headaches, although they're not calling it a concussion after he came outside the line after he took that hit to the head from Jamie Benn in Dallas on Saturday. We'll return to Los Angeles after this. A nice night here as Tony Granato, the former Los Angeles King with just under 7 seasons playing for LA, was honored. And he mentioned how lucky he was to play with Wayne Gretzky here. To think when he started with the Rangers, he played on a line with Dion and Lafleur, gets traded to LA, and his first roommate, Wayne Gretzky. Pretty good stuff.
How could you be so lucky, Tony Granato? 3 consecutive seasons, 30 goals in LA, 39 and 37. This guy can score. And he always mentions the great players that he got the opportunity to play with here in Los Angeles, but he did it too with the Rangers. 43 goals with the Rangers and 57 with the Sharks in San Jose.
And when he came to LA and he found out his first roommate, and on the list it said W. Douglas. Wasn't sure who that was. On the road, Wayne Gretzky went by W. Douglas. So that was pretty good for a young Tony Granato and his wife Linda here and his daughter Gabriella, Michael, Dominic, and Nicholas, his son. So a terrific night for Tony Granato. Doughty dropped it back. Williams shot blocked on the way through to Gustafsson. Doughty over there to get it. 4-on-4 play continues here as Regeer put it in back of the net for the lone goal scorer in this game, Justin Williams. Off to an open wing. Nobody there except for the Red Wings' Darren Helm. Helm coming in, puts on the brakes, checked by Williams. He gets help from Carter as Doughty springs one over for Robin Regeer. Back for Drew Doughty. Career game 501 tonight for the great defenseman, Drew Doughty. Now in his 7th season. The power play now with Weiss in the box serving for Gustafsson. Kopitar trying to split the defense. Los Angeles power play. Doughty's got it. To the other side. Muzzin to the slot. And failing to redirect was Tyler Toffoli. Doughty to Kopitar. Anze Kopitar turning. Gets it back. Looks in front. Great read. Erickson right there to knock it away. And he gets it down. as the penalty is over. Weiss out of the box.
Yeah, exactly, Ken. A lot of movement by the LA Kings in their power play, and Eriksson did a great job to stay patient in that slot area and wait for that shot pass across ice. And made a great play at intercepting it.
1 for 2 are the Kings on the power play. Ahead for Abdelkader, couldn't get it. Nyquist speeding down ice. Braden McNabb for the Kings. Shane moved up to stop Clifford, then Abdelkader got it through to Nyquist. Nyquist on a backhand shot. It rolled through, and Jonathan Quick will hold on with his countryman, Justin Abdelkader, right there at the periphery of the crease. Family 4-packs now available for the Big Ten Men's Ice Hockey Tournament, March 19th, 20th, and 21st at Joe Louis Arena. For just $49, you'll get 4 tickets, 4 pizza slices, and 4 soft drinks. For tickets, go to olympiaentertainment.com/Big Ten.
Jonathan Eriksson makes a great play here. Kopitar trying to go through the seam to find an open Doughty, and Eriksson stayed at home. And I thought the second half of the season, Jonathan Eriksson, especially on this road trip, has really picked his game up and been a tower of strength back there for this Red Wing club.
Linesman Jay Sherrers took a tumble. Stephen Weiss in for Anderson, knocked away. Polkinen, oh, and a good recovery there. Just as Polkinen was getting set to turn and shoot, then that's over the head of Jeff Carter. As tall as he is, it still missed him. Kronwall rink wide, finds Anderson. In for Weiss, back for Polkinen, and he was knocked down by McBain. Just under 6 to play. Here in period number 2. Dustin Brown up the left wing side. Brendan Smith back for the Red Wings. For Marchenko. Back for Smith. Marchenko playing in his 10th game of the season. 11th of his career. Smith for Datsuk, catches up, pulls it back, shooting one, and Quick with the save there. Boy, so deceptive as we know is Pavel Datsuk. I think the Kings thought they could get to that puck, and Datsuk with that late burst of speed still had the chance. Lewis back the other way. And the Red Wings good coverage defensively, allowing Gustafsson to hold on. When we come back to Los Angeles, bringing highlights of the Canucks and the Bruins. Thanks, Mick, and boy, and Eddie Lack made 40 saves in that win. While the Los Angeles Kings, Cup winners in 12 and 14, and look how they finished the seasons. And as we say, the 7-0 run they're on right now, which gets them into a playoff chase, is just about the same time they went on the run within a day last season when they won 8 in a row. Their club record, 9 straight wins, happened in 2010. They're in the lead here tonight, 1-0. Miller couldn't get through. Glendening will try the other way for Kindle. And that's, again, Kindle's lost his stick when you have a left-handed defenseman on that right side where Kindle got turned around. The puck came, Chris. That's a really tough play for him to make.
It's a very tough play for
he gets
Kindle to make.
The stick now from Glendening. Fought off by Gustafsson, couldn't hold it, and then it went wide. It hit the broken stick of Kindle, who got jammed in along the boards. Now that stick's in the middle of the ice as Green plays one back to the line to Muzzin. Glendening trying to get in the lane without a stick, and it'll roll back into Los Angeles zone. Regier. Shane took a whack at it as Brown went down. Long pass ahead. Shane just got his head up as he was stepped into by Doughty. Abdelkader trying to fight off Regier. One of the rare shifts as Duo's not out there against Datsuk. Kopitar tying it up. There's going to be a penalty.
LA, 2 minutes holding.
The fans thought it was going to be against the Red Wings. We weren't sure a couple of times tonight. But Regeer did hog tie Justin Abdelkader, and here's the play we're talking about, Chris.
So difficult for Kindle to make a play on that puck, especially under duress, under pressure. Being a left-handed shot, just doesn't have the opportunity to shield that with his body and get in there. Being a left-handed shot.
So that's where Mike Babcock is so into the righty-lefty combination. It's just the outlet of the puck and the way it's moved. Kindle or not, you have a righty over there, it's an easier movement.
It doesn't matter the name on the back on that play. It's such a difficult play to make when you're on your backhand like that, especially under pressure.
So the Red Wings go to their 4th power play of this game. The Kings have had 2. Pavel Datsyuk couldn't get through. So the Red Wings will start deep. Not a lot of shots in this game. Drop back for Datsyuk, who's been on that great roll. 4 goals, 7 points his past 3 games coming into play tonight for the magician Pavel Datsyuk. And again, Los Angeles gets to that puck quickly and down the ice. Kronwall bumped by Toffoli. Datsyuk to get it. 14 points the past 10 games for Pavel, who has it on the left wing side. Delays a little bit, tried to feed it through to Nyquist, didn't work. Kopitar to the far side, and Tatar is checked by Brown. Kindle over there to get it. Kindle carries to center, watched by Kopitar. Helm into Los Angeles territory. Back to the line to Jakob Kindle. Weiss. Down low, Helm. Pushed off by Green. Helm for Weiss. Helm again. As Shane goes to the corner. And Quick, sensing trouble there, just puts that trapper on it to hold on.
Wow, the LA Kings are very aggressive on their penalty kill, especially on both sides of the boards. Anytime any one of the Red Wings players get the puck, especially this man, Pavel Datsyuk, he's got 2 guys on him right away. Kopitar all night long have been very, very difficult on Pavel Datsyuk. He's just had no time or space all night long. That's the LA Kings, Stanley Cup champions. They've been in a lot of battles, played against a lot of great players. So far, doing a good job to contain Pavel Datsyuk.
Andrei Kopitar with 44 points on the season. 34 of those have come in this building, just 10 on the road. He's got an assist tonight on the power play goal by Williams. Kindle back for Weiss. Now to Teemu Pulkkinen. The shot. Knocked away on the rebound as the penalty to Regeer has expired.
That's a great idea by Pulkkinen to release that shot with traffic in front, just clipping. Quick shoulder, almost tied the game there.
Pulkkinen with 1 National Hockey League goal and was the leading scorer in the American Hockey League. That was nearly picked off right in front of Gustafsson off the Kindle pass. Williams gets it in, moving up his shore for Los Angeles. Battling was Gaborik. Glendening to center. Miller goes after Green, who swings it around. Red Wings in the midst of a change in the defense. Smith turning it in behind for Jonathan Ericsson. Yurko back to get it for Brendan Smith. 3 Red Wings to center and 4 Kings back. Jonathan Quick will hang on a shot going wide, and he'll take the face-off coming up to his right. Your local Toyota dealers brings you the report card on how the Red Wings have fared against the Kings and their series history. And Detroit has won 4 straight in 8 of their last 10 and has had much success against Los Angeles since 03-04.
But that's some late goals for Darren Helm, scoring here late against Jonathan Quick to win a game here years ago. Always been confident here in Los Angeles.
Here comes Carter to Toffoli, the shot, and that hit a body. This is the second 70s line put together with Dwight King replacing Tanner Pearson. King wears 74. Pearson wearing number 70. He's out with a broken leg. Maybe back with a couple of games to go in the season for LA. Datsuk turning as Carter watches him. As the seconds tick off with 10 to go in the frame. Erickson back of the goal and a pair of 8s back there as Doughty got in front of Abdelkader. Regeer keeps it along the kick plate. As the second period has come to its conclusion. And the score after 40, the same as it was after 20. With LA in the lead, and the Wings, though, have increased their chances in the second period. Our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission will examine that with Darren Elliott and Mickey York. In this third period with the Nissan drive to the net, Chris.
That's the opening goal. The only goal of this game, Williams with a deflection off the Muzzin shot. The Wings did a great job in Anaheim of blocking shots. Weren't able to get in the lane there. The clutch player, Williams, was able to get the shaft of his stick on that puck and put the Los Angeles Kings up 1-0 with the only goal in tonight's hockey game.
Williams, that great playoff performer we spoke of, 14 points in 7 career Game 7s. The all-time NHL record, one better than Doug Gilmour. And speaking of terrific players, tonight's fun fact brought to you by Southgate Lincoln. On this date in 1990, great Red Wing captain Steve Yzerman, the first Red Wing to score 50 in 3 consecutive seasons. Mickey Redmond, the first to 50, and he did it 2 in a row. And the third to register 1,000 career points. Gordie Howe and Alex Delvecchio before him. Ken Daniels, Chris Osgood, glad you're with us tonight on Fox Sports Detroit and across Canada, watching on Sportsnet coast to coast. Pavel Datsuk, Darren Helm, and Thomas Tatar against the line of Andrzej Kopitar, Marian Gaborik, and Dustin Brown. Datsuk carries in around Regeer, a backhander in front. He was hoping Helmer Tatar could get there, and there's a penalty. Upcoming to the Kings, 12 seconds into the third period. Red Wings will go to a power play, their 5th of the game.
Well, this is an obvious hooking penalty.
Penalty number 12, 2 minutes for hooking.
To Gaborik, who hooks Datsuk, but if Helm would have kept his feet moving and continued on towards that far post, Datsuk laid the puck out. He would have had an easy goal. That's happened to Datsuk with a nice move to the outside here. Gaborik, that's an easy call for the referee to make. But then the backhand pass, Helm just let up a titch. If he would have kept skating, he would have the open net opportunity to tie this game up.
Red Wings Bell Tire power play as they win the faceoff. Kronwall walks the line, feeds off to Datsuk. Helm in front, and it's into the glove of Jonathan Quick. Oakland University brings you the scouting report on the Red Wings season this year to last year. 77 points this year, 64 last season at the same time. You can see the huge differential in goals for. Fewer goals against, and the power play has been a huge story. Red Wings third in the Atlantic coming into play tonight as the Kings get it down the ice. Tampa Bay idle tonight, 3 in front of Detroit coming into play this evening. Montreal winning tonight to pull 6 up on the Red Wings at this juncture. Datsuk over for Tatar. Back for Datsuk, quickly moved, Nyquist takes, shoots, and into the glove of the NHL's first star of the week, Jonathan Quick with a good save.
Ken, that's how you know a goalie's hot. Obviously, his numbers have been out of this world the last 7 games, and just how easy he makes this look is crazy. This is just a great fake by Nyquist. LA King player down, but Quick just takes a nice little easy push out, tracks his puck right through his glove, and makes a difficult save look easy, and that's when you know that this goaltender is on.
Off the draw as Weiss got there for Kindle, double pump. Quick never saw it, but the shot went high and cleared off the glass and out of play. So the faceoff will stay in the Los Angeles zone with over a minute to go in this Red Wings 5th power play of the game. And a look at what we were speaking of, Montreal winning tonight and the Eastern Conference standings. Red Wings with games in hand, using one tonight on Tampa Bay.
Not so sure the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Ottawa Senators have much enough of an opportunity to get themselves into the playoffs. a little bit too far back for both of those clubs.
Kindle. Brought in by Weiss. Sent back by Sheahan. Good hold in by Kindle. Shot hit a body. Let go by Weiss. Riley Sheahan. Looked in down low. Abdelkader. To Sheahan. And a save made by Quick. Abdelkader trying to get to the puck. His parents Joe and Cheryl are here at the game tonight, as they were last night in Anaheim, taking this one in, hoping their son can get one to even up this game. Move quickly here as Pavel Datsyuk comes through neutral ice. Trying to split the Kings' defense, couldn't do it. Regeer and Doughty were back, and Doughty gets that puck down.
Yeah, the LA Kings are really attacking the wings at the blue line, especially Pavel Datsyuk. When he gets that puck, they're bringing two guys at once, making sure that he doesn't have any time or space to make the play that he would elect to.
Datsyuk seeing so much of Regeer and Doughty tonight, and that's where not having Henrik Zetterberg really hurts. They can key on him. Here comes Gaborik. Forced wide by Kronwall. So the Red Wings 0 for 5 in the power play. 5 of their game shots have come with the man advantage this evening. Pavel Datsyuk's got it. 14 points the past 10 games for Pavel. Coming off his 36th career 2-goal game and never a hat trick. Does have one in the postseason. Gustafsson out to tee it up. Smith ahead and backhanded by Yurko. Over is Green for Los Angeles. Getting it back from Muzzin. And the return feed to his partner. Smith poked it to the line, and the Kings then brought it back in. Offside.
Pavel Datsyuk has been defended very well. I think Kim makes a great point. If Henrik Zetterberg's injury really affects Pavel Datsyuk's ability to gain some room and time and space out there, the Kings have really been able to zero in on him, give him a laser focus, each and every one of the Kings. He's been hit every time. Green, Doughty, Regeer, Muzzin have been very, very hard on him all night long, laying their big bodies on him, trying to wear down the wing star player.
And don't forget, the Kings are missing 2 key defensemen. Alec Martinez has missed the past 6 games, and Slava Voinov with the situation he has going on. That will go to trial on the March 2nd trade deadline, and I don't know how that will play out, but Dean Lombardi in a tough spot for LA, whether he can add salary or not, depending what happens. And the Kings would perhaps like to beef up the blue line, but they probably have to move some salary to do so.
McNabb and Bain are 2 good young players for Los Angeles Kings who have played very well tonight, haven't looked out of place at all.
Back to get it, the aforementioned McBain came loose into the middle. Eriksson with that long reach kept it in, but didn't get it deep, and moved by Shore. On here to Jordan Nolan, and Eriksson defended him well. Then Shore's got it. Tried to get it to Nolan, poking in, checking Shore, hacking at him. Nick Shore staying with it, and now Jonathan Eriksson's got it. And with some room as the Kings will back up to go for a change. Couldn't connect with Abdelkader. Back the other way for Brown. Knocked off stride by Nyquist. Dustin Brown stayed with it, hooked Nyquist a bit and slashed at him as Eriksson moves one. Kronwall ahead for Riley Sheahan. Abdelkader checked at center, and the Red Wings nearly had too many men on the ice, but the guy coming on didn't play the puck, and that was fortunate for Detroit. Tipped in by Abdelkader. Out with Sheahan and Nyquist. Left there by Quick. Moved along by Doughty for Regeer, up to Kopitar. Kopitar goes after it. Gustafsson there. Kindle had to hurry. Moving in is Jake Muzzin. 6 goals on the season for Muzzin. One behind his personal best from a couple of years ago. Danny DeKeyser into the Los Angeles zone. In front of the net as Green clears one. His number 2 counterpart, Brendan Smith, will dump it back into the Los Angeles end. Green reversed that for Dwight King. to the line into center. Brendan Smith just got it in as he was pressured. Now Datsuk on the intercept at center, but then he lost it as Carter came over to check him. Alexei Marchenko. His pass out of the reach of Yurko, and that will result in an icing charge against Detroit.
Jonathan Ericsson playing very well tonight. The tall defenseman for the Red Wings. A nice physical play here on Nolan, who's a physical player himself, does a good job to keep to the outside. Jonathan Ericsson has been very, very good the second half. The Red Wings need him to be good on that top pairing if they want to be successful not only in this trip, but the remaining part of the regular season and moving into the playoffs.
Pavel Datsuk on this face-off, who Mike Babcock called this morning the best two-way player in the world for sure. As Tatar sends it in with Yurko. Datsuk, after taking the draw, goes off for Glendening. Quick made that save look easy as Yurko turns with it. Tatar tries to get open. Doughty in back of the net. So after Datsuk out there trying to get him perhaps away in a shift or so from Doughty and Regeer. And now they'll go off immediately as the game within the game continues here. Miller. That shot sailed off the glass. Big hit by Miller coming back on McNabb. Miller joined by Weiss and Anderson for the Red Wings. Kronwall stepped in front of his check. Eriksson with a long pass, chipped to the LA line, but not deep. Waiting was McBain over to McNabb, and a return pass to his defense partner. This will be icing. Back into the Kings zone, the face-off will come. And Hockeytown, get your fill of Red Wings hockey with the Pick 3-pack starting at just $111. Choose 3 games from a pre-selected list and get purchase priority for the playoffs. To pick your 3-pack now, go to DetroitRedWings.com/pick3.
And I think the Red Wings just have to keep doing what they're doing. The Kings have only had 5 shots since the first period. They're really skating well, taking the play to the Kings. Moving forward here, Red Wings just got to figure out a way to get a goal past this hot goalie quick.
Knocked down at center by Kindle. Showing that good strength through the middle came to Kaiser. Nyquist couldn't collect it at centers. Marion Gaborik brings it back in. Former 3rd overall pick of the Minnesota Wild. That great speed Gaborik has. 33 points on the season for him. Applicator. Good play by Green for Gaborik. Got a stick in there. Then Applicator. Good work to get it back to the line for Kronwall. Nyquist getting shoved, kicking it ahead up to his stick. Big collision in down low and some stick work there from Muzzin and Applicator this side of the goal. Kopitar sent it around. Muzzin goes deep to get it. Off the glove at center in the Kings. Brown with Kopitar. 2-on-1. Kopitar right in! And Gustafsson strong there with Brown right there at the lip of the crease.
Eriksson did a good job of getting back. I think that shot might have hit Brown, but a good job by the Wings to regroup defensively and foil that chance.
Here's Pavel Datsuk. Shooting high, big rebound. Oh, Datsuk heavily interfered with by Doughty. He didn't like that. No call. Marchenko kept it in. The Kings pick it off. Tyler Toffoli. Cross ice pass. King turning. Toffoli in there, Smith there first. Back into traffic. King rubbed him out of the play. Marchenko able to come up with it. Had to hurry though. You don't have the time in the NHL that you might in the American Hockey League. Carter was back in defensive posture to help knock it away, and Kindle goes back to get it.
I think the Red Wings are doing a very good job of dealing with a very, very physical LA Kings team. A team me right now, they're passing with flying colors, battling this team inch for inch on the ice right now. They just got to figure a way to get 7-4 just to get a goal pass quick.
Here comes to Kaiser. Not many have gotten many pucks past quick lately.
You've got to be impressed right now, Ken, at how the Red Wings have stood up to a big LA team that's always physical, gets away with a lot out there, but the Red Wings have stayed poised, look sharp, they're skating, and meeting them, matching them physically right now.
And remember, this is a Red Wing team that played last night, and 3 straight games has gone to extra time. A couple of those to the shootout, and 4 of their last 5 to extra time. Game 4 of a 6-game road trip for Detroit tonight. In San Jose on Thursday night here on Fox Sports Detroit, and it will conclude on Saturday afternoon in Nashville. This will be icing, and the face-off back in the Red Wing zone, 14 seconds past the halfway point here in the third.
Datsuk trying to get the shot, a quick snapshot blocker side on quick, and him and Doughty get tied up. Goes dangerously into the boards there, the Red Wings. Nervous there after watching Pavel go into the boards like that with Zetterberg out already this road trip with difficult games coming up. They cannot afford to lose their second star player.
Datsuk having consecutive 2-goal games coming into this one tonight.
Ken, you're right. He didn't look happy after that. Doughty took him into the boards there.
It was just a lift of the stick by Doughty. That's off the back of the net. First on it was Nolan. In for Shore. Kept in at the line by McNabb. And that is out of play, and Kronwall taking exception to Nolan. Kyle Raymond, the 2 referees right there. Jordan Nolan signed that 3-year contract extension today. While getting his first start since November, Jonas Gustafsson, good night. We'll revisit that in a moment.
Welcome back. Making his first start since November 5th. Showing no rust early, making a huge save off Kopitar. Tonight's save of the game is brought to you by Chamberlain. And Gustafsson's made many saves. Not seen a lot of shots. He's made some great saves. Here he stands tall again. His glove's been great. To me, this is his best save of the night off Doughty. Stuck with that. Extending out, making a huge glove save. Has made 4 or 5 really, really good saves to keep this score 1-0, giving the Red Wings a chance here moving forward with 9 minutes to go.
He had come on in relief and picked up the win in the strange game on Saturday night. And not a lot of shots tonight. And of the 17 shots the Red Wings have, Pavel Datsuk's had 4 scoring chances tonight. Just past the halfway point in the third period. Pavel's already played over 18 minutes. Drew Doughty's played most of them against him, and he's played just over 23. 5 of the last 7 games, Doughty's played more than 30 minutes. The league leader in time on ice, as we showed you. May not get to 30 tonight, though. Kopitar. Nyquist now. Advocator couldn't connect with that. To an open wing. Doughty over there gets one back to his own zone. And Carter turns. 46 points for Carter to lead the Kings. To Foley. Gustafsson the save. Datsuk kicked at it, left there though, then it's blocked. Carter couldn't get it. Kept it in momentarily. Tatar around Carter. Into the Los Angeles zone over here for Helm. No rebound. As Jonathan Quick holds on to that, we'll return to the Staples Center on Fox Sports Detroit and Sportsnet in a moment.
We're back. Jonathan Quick has been great tonight. We spoke earlier, 7-0 in his last 7 starts with huge numbers. and he's been great. The Red Wings have put some pressure on. If anything, just haven't been able to get enough traffic in front. That's a great save right there off Datsuk. There they had some traffic clipping his shoulder, but the Wings need to get somebody in front of him here late in this game if they want to get something by him. Right now he's so hot. If he can see it, he's obviously 100% certain he's going to stop it. Very, very confident goaltender right now.
Personal best 15th straight start for Quick. Kings trying to stretch their winning streak to 8. Longest current streak in the NHL at 7. Knocked down at center by Datsuk. Helm tapped it over for Tatar. With a good move around Regeer. Tatar to the goal. And just knocked off his stick. Each team with 18 shots. 4 players with 3 each for the Red Wings. Datsuk, Nyquist, Helm, and Miller. With 3 apiece. In goes Lewis, turning Marchenko. No King in this game has more than 2 shots. Red Wings have done a nice job defensively. They really liked their game last night too, but for the goals that went in. They're playing against Anaheim and LA back-to-back. They've done well. Just can't beat Quick here.
And I think aside from the 10 minutes in last night's game, the Red Wings are very happy with 50 minutes last night. So far tonight, they played very well. Just haven't found a way to beat Quick, like you said.
No Quincy and no Zetterberg. That won't be any excuse for them. Push back. Kronwall for Jonathan Ericsson. Just over 6 to play as that puck is out of play. Dangerously close to the Los Angeles bench, and with it approaching 1 o'clock in the morning back in Detroit, we can say a happy 28th birthday to Justin Abdelkader. Technically, he'll celebrate tomorrow in San Jose with his parents, Joe and Cheryl, here, but happy birthday. Justin turning 28, and what a season. 13 goals, 30 points, personal best for him.
Really come into his own this season. He's a nice role in the team. He's really fit in well with that role. Now he's in front of the net on the power play. He's really learned that. Has gotten very, very good at it defensively. He's good. He's a physical forward. Really had a great season for the Red Wings.
Holkinen gets it down to the Kings line. Weiss. Kronwall waits as the Red Wings complete a change. The Kings do likewise. Kindle mishandled at center. Brown carried back. The Kaiser was there. Penalty coming to Detroit. Gaborik in, and a save made by Gustafsson. Hooking the call, says Kyle Raymond. So the Red Wings will be shorthanded when we come back. Thank you, Mick. 7 wins in February, the best month of the season for the Los Angeles Kings, and it's put them back into the playoffs. Both Detroit and LA holding down 3rd spots in their respective divisions coming into play tonight. A little bit more precarious for Los Angeles, Chris, than it is for the Red Wings.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to need some wins moving forward. A huge logjam with 5 teams there. San Jose still out of the playoffs. They're going to be a desperate team come Thursday.
And there's the look at the Kings season and their record by month and where they've stood. And here they go to a power play. Kindle in the box. Doughty with the shot. Missed the net. Kindle in for hooking. De Kaiser trying to get away from Kopitar couldn't. Lost his footing back there. Came loose in front for Luke Glendening. And the Kings will start from their own zone.
Good job by the Kaiser to regain himself after stumbling a bit. Getting the puck and able to get it out to young Glendening. Fires it down the ice.
Williams for Doughty. And hit the blocker of Gustafson. Kronwall had the Red Wings ducking. It did skip off the boards, off a glove in their bench. Well, the faceoff will come back.
A dangerous play for Kronwall there. The puck was bouncing. The ice doesn't look like it's too smooth right now. Lucky that didn't chip off the stick and over the glass for a penalty.
Face-off controlled by Los Angeles. The shot by McNabb. Handled by Gustafson. And a reminder to join us again Thursday when the Red Wings head to San Jose to take on the Sharks. Our coverage begins at 10 o'clock with Red Wings Live Thursday on Fox Sports Detroit. And then 2:30 from Nashville Saturday afternoon. The only two teams in the NHL who haven't lost consecutive games in regulation, the Red Wings and Predators. Here's to McNabb. Back to the line for McBain. The shot, oh, Gustafson, good save there. Out at the top of the crease. McNabb pressured at the line by Brendan Smith. Jeff Carter. Back for King. Now to McNabb, waiting. Tyler Toffoli shoots, passed off to King, tried to go back to Toffoli, and out of play by Glendening, who's going to the box. The Red Wings contend it was tipped. The referees, they're saying no way, they must have seen it clearly enough. They're not even conferring. Chris Rooney says no, goal, I had a clear view. Delay a game, Luke Glendening.
I thought that might have got deflected off of King's. Now it appears Glendening puts out an out of play himself. The puck just gets caught on his blade and flings over top of the glass.
When they're right, they're right.
It wasn't the puck that hit Toffoli's stick. It was Glendening's stick that hit Toffoli's stick after he released the puck over the glass. Just a bad luck play for young Glendening to put the Kings on a 5-on-3.
Well, they protested, and if you're not cheating, you're not trying, although Mike Babcock may not agree. He's saying 4 guys should have seen that, but the replay will probably, he'll look later and say, okay. Kopitar, as it came back, and Carter couldn't keep it in, mad at himself. But a 2-man advantage here for not a long time. However, with another 2 minutes off, just over a minute left. If the Red Wings can get through this. Shot is blocked. Regaining control was Gaborik for Doughty. Getting it back from Toffoli. 1 penalty over. Kindle out of the box. 5-on-4 now. Carter lets it go back to the line to Andrei Kopitar. To Jeff Carter. Sent back by Gaborik to Kopitar. Carter to Kopitar to Drew Doughty. Top of the circle. Saved by Gustafson. Couldn't hold it though. Under 3 to go in the third. Over a minute to go in the power play for LA. Gaborik on his backhand for Tyler Toffoli. Doughty on his backhand. Knifed it in. Toffoli's got it. Still with it. Circling the goal. Finds Doughty again. Kopitar far side. Back for Drew Doughty. One-timer Toffoli. Save! Gustafson kicked out. Toffoli again. Gustafson got it. Rebound. Toffoli again. Kendall clears and out it goes.
Wow, what goaltending by Gustafson. Back-to-back saves on 2 occasions. Beautiful.
Kings in the midst of a change on this power play.
It was huge getting it out there. Ken Gustafson seemed like he was out of gas there. Great out by the Red Wings.
I guess he would be. He hasn't played much, too. Back in come the Kings. Williams! And this time he holds on with a dozen seconds remaining in the Glendenning penalty. 1:58 to go in the third.
The Kings really applying pressure here. Not one save, but two. Beautiful, strong play by Gustin to stay square to this puck. And here's the second one. Really, shoulders are square, moving great, out of the blue constantly. He's already a big goalie. When he gets out of that blue like that, there's not much net to shoot at. Textbook goaltending by Gustafsson there. Those 8 shots on goal by the Kings on those 2 power plays and 8 saves by Gustafsson. 4 or 5 of them very, very good. The Red Wings are going to give themselves a chance to win this game here, or tie this game, late.
Jake Muzzin, whose shot was deflected by Justin Williams for the only goal of this game, as the Red Wings have done a nice job here and returned to full strength. Their next job is to get control of the puck and get Gustafsson to the bench for a 6-skater to try to tie this game. Keep their streak of getting points alive here on this trip. Hauled down at center with Shane. Matt Green for the goal scorer, Williams. Only goal in this game on the power play, 2:24 into the game. This will be icing. Now there will likely be a timeout, and Gustafsson will go to the bench as the Red Wings can get an extra skater out there.
Great kills by the Red Wings here. They're going to give themselves an opportunity, like you said, to tie this game. Obviously, Pavel Datsyuk's on the ice. Darren Helm, for surely Nicholas Cromwell will be on the point as well to try and tie this thing up.
So no timeout used here. The Kings get that face-off and down the ice. Datsyuk swings it wide off Tatar's stick for Nyquist. Tatar was into the head of the playoff side. Now the Red Wings regroup at center into their own zone. Pavel Datsyuk around Carter. Datsyuk sets up, drops off to Kaiser. The shot just wide. Tatar boxed out. And Quick will hold on.
Good idea just to throw that puck on the net. Red Wings really crashing Tatar. Maximum effort to get there, looking for a rebound off the backboards, but Quick was able to corral it. It's a good idea by DeKaiser just to get this through, hope for a rebound, hope for deflection or something on Quick to get the puck past him. Tatar selling out to get to the goal. LA Kings got a big defense, real physical, pushing him aside.
Detroit takes his 30-second timeout.
So the Red Wings now take their 30-second timeout. They gather the troops. We'll gather ourselves. We're back in 30 seconds. So the Red Wings have the plan in place. And Pavel Datsyuk with Nyquist and Tatar. Abdelkader, DeKaiser, and Kindle. Kopitar on the draw. He's won 6 of 7 in the defensive zone for LA tonight. Datsyuk got it to the middle, but the Kings will get it out. Empty net for Gabbert, and sent it wide. Red Wings still alive. Nyquist through center. Dumps the bouncer in wide at Quick with a dozen seconds to go. Doughty forced there by Nyquist. Regeer played it. Datsyuk tapped it back to the line. The shot from the point, and a bouncer in. And Quick holds on with 3 2/10 to go. And Abdelkader mixing it up with Doughty.
Quick unnecessarily. They're giving Abdelkader a little bit of the business. Him and Doughty are going at it. Abdelkader's been going to the net, trying to get there all night long. has been a thorn in the LA Kings defense side as well as Quick. Just a quick bouncer, and Abdelkader's doing his job. He's coming in there late, hoping for a bouncing puck to come off Quick, finding a rebound. The Kings did not take a liking to that.
Well, Abdelkader goes in and he takes Doughty with him.
Detroit penalty to number 8, Justin Abdelkader. Los Angeles penalty to number 8, Drew Doughty. Each receives 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty is 19:56. Again for Detroit, Abdelkader. For Los Angeles, Doughty. Minor penalties for roughing at 19:56.
Well, the Red Wings won the earlier meeting this season, 5-2 on Halloween at the Joe. They won the strange game a season ago. Cronwall off the mesh of the Joe, undetected by the officials, off the back of Jonathan Quick and in. That led to a change somewhat on what is a good hockey goal going forward in the National Hockey League, even though it wasn't a reviewable play. So is there some late magic here on this night for the Red Wings? Key face-off, obviously. LA's had the big advantage on the draw throughout the night by 13. 13 for the Red Wings on this one. Loose in the circle. Look at one last shot. It got blocked. And the Kings win it. 1-0. Jonathan Quick shuts them out. The first time the Red Wings have been blanked on the road this season. Shut out twice at home to Columbus and most recently to Montreal. But Jonathan Quick has his 4th this season. A nice job by Jonas Gustafsson, who was only beaten by the deflected shot by Justin Williams on the power play in the first period.
Well, let's take a look. Big boy's big play of the game. Jonathan Quick tonight. 8 straight games, continues his sharp play. Laterally moves better than any goalie in the National Hockey League. It seems like he's got his mojo back and his playoff form back, really stymied the Red Wings. The Red Wings really carried most of the play through the second period. That's when Quick was at his best. To me, that was his best save of the night off Nyquist, making a tough save look easy on his game for the full 60 tonight.
So the Red Wings do not come away with any points on this night for the first time on the 6-game trip. The LA Kings have won 8 in a row, tying their mark at the same time a season ago, one shy of tying their club record of 9. 1-0 the final. To the studios we go in Mickey, York.